Have you ever wondered why some guys our age can project that strong presence, while others go unnoticed? You know that feeling when you look in the mirror and feel something isn't right, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Look, at 45, I can tell you one thing. The problem almost always lies in the choices we make in our wardrobe. And I'm not talking about spending a fortune on expensive clothes. I'm talking about basic mistakes that most men of our generation make every day, without even realizing it. Today I'm going to share with you the 6 most common mistakes that make a mature man look weak and insecure. And check this out. Mistake number 4 is something you probably do every week and have no idea about the damage it's causing to your image. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to correct each of these mistakes and start projecting the authority and confidence that a man of our experience deserves. Let's go. Mistake 1. Loose clothes that hide your body. They convey insecurity and sloppiness. So let's start with something I see happening all the time. Wearing clothes that are too big, thinking it will disguise something, or that it's more comfortable. Man, I understand the logic. After 40, the body does change, and sometimes we think that hiding under a loose shirt or pants will solve the problem. But in reality, the effect is exactly the opposite. When you wear clothes that are too loose, you send 2 negative messages. First, that you don't have confidence in your own body, and second, that you don't care about your appearance. It's like you're hiding from the world, you know. Let me give you a practical example. That polo shirt 3 sizes bigger than your size isn't doing you any favors. It's creating a shapeless silhouette, making you look relaxed and without personal care. In a professional environment, this can be interpreted as a lack of attention to detail. The solution is simpler than you imagine. First, know your current measurements. There's no point in using the size you wore at 30. Second, choose pieces that follow your body without squeezing or having unnecessary excess fabric. A well-fitted shirt enhances your posture and conveys confidence. For pants, the rule is similar. They should lightly touch the sides of your legs without creating folds in the fabric. If you have a belly, a straight-cut shirt that ends at the right height of your hip will flatter you much more than a loose piece. If you're enjoying these practical tips, subscribe to the channel here. Every week I bring content designed especially for us, men who know that appearance matters in the real world. Mistake 2. Very old or faded pieces. They seem like total self-abandonment. Now let's talk about something that hurts a little in the pocket, but that is fundamental. Renewing your wardrobe from time to time. Look, I know that dress shirt you bought 8 years ago still fits and has no holes. I also know that those faded jeans are the most comfortable in the world. But man, they are sabotaging your image without you realizing it. Very old clothes send a clear message that you're stuck in time, that you don't care about personal evolution, or worse, that you don't have the means to take care of yourself properly. In the world of business and relationships, this can be interpreted as stagnation. I'll tell you about a situation I witnessed. A work colleague, a competent guy, was always passed over for promotions. The problem? He wore the same 3 shirts for years, all faded and with that tired look. When he renewed his look, the change was immediate. People started seeing him in a different light. The issue isn't having 50 pieces in your closet. It's having pieces in good condition that convey personal care. A well-preserved dress shirt is worth much more than 5 faded shirts. My practical tip: review your wardrobe every 6 months. If a piece is faded, stretched, or has that lived-in look, it's time to replace it. Start with the pieces you use most frequently. To save money, you can renew gradually. Every month, replace 1 or 2 basic pieces. In a year, you'll have a completely renewed wardrobe without breaking your budget. Mistake 3. T-shirts with silly or childish prints. They weaken your image as a mature man. Let's talk about something many guys our age do, without realizing the impact. Wearing t-shirts with prints that don't match our maturity. Man, I understand. The nostalgia. That t-shirt from the band you liked in the 90s, or that one with a funny phrase you bought on a trip. But today, in your 40s, these pieces might be conveying immaturity when you least expect it. The problem isn't liking music or having a sense of humor. The problem is when these prints become your trademark in environments where you need to be taken seriously. Imagine arriving at a parent-teacher meeting at your child's school wearing a t-shirt with a cartoon. The subliminal message is that you haven't fully grown up. I'm not saying to throw everything away, but there's a time and place for everything. On the weekend, at home, or at a gathering with close friends, it might be okay. But for going out, working, or being in more serious social environments, these pieces don't do you any favors. The alternative is to invest in plain t-shirts or ones with discreet and sophisticated prints. A good quality plain t-shirt in neutral colors like white, black, navy blue or gray conveys much more elegance and maturity. If you want to vary, opt for subtle geometric prints or small discreet logos from respected brands. These choices show that you have personality, but also good sense. Tell me in the comments, when was the last time you looked critically at your t-shirts? Sometimes we don't realize how certain pieces might be harming us. Mistake 4. Not matching the belt with the shoe. A basic mistake that takes away your elegance. Now let's move on to a mistake that is basic, but makes a huge difference in the overall look. Not harmonizing belt and shoe. Man, this is a fundamental rule of male elegance that many men completely ignore. And look, it's simple. Brown shoes match with brown belt. Black shoes match with black belt. Seems obvious, right? But you'd be surprised by the number of guys who go around with black shoes and brown belt, or vice versa. This mistake communicates a lack of attention to detail and, worse yet, suggests that you don't know the basic rules of how to dress properly. In professional environments, this can be interpreted as carelessness that extends to other areas of your life. Let me give you a practical example. You're at a business lunch, well-dressed, impeccable dress shirt, aligned dress pants, but you're wearing black shoes with a brown belt. This small disharmony can give the impression that you don't pay attention to important details, and this can negatively influence how people perceive you professionally. The solution is to have at least 2 basic belts, one black and one brown, both leather and with discreet buckles. If you wear dress shoes frequently, these 2 belts will cover 90% of your needs. For black dress shoes, always black belt. For brown shoes, from light brown to dark brown, brown belt in the closest possible shade. If you have shoes of other colors, like navy blue, opt for the black belt, which is more neutral. An extra tip: invest in genuine leather belts. They last much longer and maintain an elegant appearance for years. A synthetic leather belt soon gets a worn look and compromises the entire visual. If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Content like this, focused on what really matters to us, mature men, comes out every week here. Mistake 5. Running shoes in casual or formal looks. Zero sophistication. And we come to the item that I promised would surprise you. Wearing running shoes in looks that call for a bit more sophistication. Look, I know running shoes are comfortable. I know they're practical, that you can walk miles without feeling your feet. But man, there's a big difference between comfort and appropriateness to the context. The problem with running shoes is that they were specifically designed for sports. Performance. Those flashy designs, neon colors, visible technologies, all of that communicates sport and physical activity. When you wear this to a Sunday lunch with the family, a trip to the mall, or a casual social situation, you're sending the wrong message. I used to make this mistake myself. I thought that because it was casual, any sneaker would do. Until one day, in a photo from a family lunch, I noticed how I stood out from the rest of the group. Everyone had balanced looks, and there I was, with fluorescent orange running shoes. It was embarrassing. The issue isn't abandoning sneakers. It's choosing the right model for each situation. For casual looks, opt for sneakers with a cleaner design and neutral colors. Classic models like minimalist white sneakers or sneakers in shades of gray, navy blue, or brown work much better. If you want to maintain comfort, look for casual sneakers that have cushioning technology, but with a discreet look. There are many options on the market that combine comfort and elegance. For slightly more dressed-up situations, consider loafers, casual dress shoes, or casual leather shoes. These are options that immediately elevate the level of your look without losing practicality. Let me ask you, how many times have you gone out in running shoes in situations that called for something more sophisticated? Tell me in the comments. I want to know if you've been through this too. Mistake 6. Mixing colors randomly without balance. Polluted and amateur look. And we come to the last mistake, which is perhaps the most common of all. Mixing colors without any criteria, creating combinations that confuse more than harmonize. Man, I understand that sometimes we want to dare, show personality through colors. But there's a difference between having style and looking like you got dressed in the dark. When you mix colors randomly, the result is a cluttered look that takes the focus away from what really matters, you. The problem with poorly made combinations is that they make you look indecisive, as if you don't know exactly what you want to convey. A bright green shirt with red pants and blue shoes might get attention, but not the way you'd like. Let me give you a solid foundation to start. First, master the neutral colors. Black, white, gray, navy blue, and beige are your safe colors. They match with each other and with almost any other color. With this foundation, you can already create elegant and sophisticated looks. When you want to add color, do it gradually. A light blue shirt with gray pants and brown shoes is a classic and elegant combination. A white shirt with navy blue pants and a black belt is another example of perfect harmony. The practical rule I use is maximum of 3 main colors in the look, with 1 dominant neutral. For example, white shirt, dominant neutral, navy blue pants, secondary color, and brown shoes, third color. Clean, elegant, and sophisticated. If you want to be bolder, study a bit about the color wheel. Complementary colors, opposite on the E, wheel, create interesting contrasts, while analogous colors, close on the wheel, create smooth harmonies. Another important tip, consider the contrast between the pieces. If you have a darker complexion, you can wear more vibrant colors. If you have fair skin, very strong colors can make you look washed out. So, recapping the 6 mistakes that might be sabotaging your image. Clothes that are too loose that hide your body, old and faded pieces, t-shirts with childish prints, disharmony between belt and shoe, running shoes in inappropriate situations, and color combinations without criteria. The good news is that all these mistakes have simple and accessible solutions. You don't need to spend a fortune or completely revolutionize your wardrobe overnight. Small adjustments already make a huge difference in how you are perceived. Remember, our appearance communicates before we even open our mouths. As mature men, we have the experience and wisdom to make intelligent choices that reflect who we really are. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Every week I bring practical and straight-to-the-point content for men who, like us, know that taking care of appearance is investing in one's own success. And, tell me, which of these mistakes have you made? Or better yet, which tip will you apply first? Leave it here in the comments. I love to know how you are putting these guidelines into practice. If you've made it this far, it's because you take improving your style seriously. So I've prepared this next video for you to watch. It's the perfect step for you to continue evolving. And take a look at this playlist too. It has a complete map to dress like a true gentleman over 40. Stylish, elegant, and powerful every day. See you in the next video.